should be called FaZe Rug, actually. What I mean by that is that he not only sold Save the Kids instantly, he has a history of doing that to every project or nearly every project he gets involved in. Like take this coin right here, which is called GameSafe.io. He got these coins, immediately sold them out, and this is the date, okay? So 31 days ago.
Can I rename the live stream?
The sell-off was almost immediate. Or take another coin, Safe Galaxy, which he's actually promoted to his fans. He got coins from a deployer wallet once again and immediately sells them off. Now, why did he get these free tokens in the first place? Well, it was probably his promotional tweets he did about them. To get Safe Galaxy, follow this guide. Remember to tweet.
Okay, I love you, Coffeezilla, but give me 2 seconds. Alright, so yesterday we left off to a really depressing state. Yeah, that kind of state. And we need to rebuild. So that's what we're gonna do. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna work on the entire roads. I have $43,000. What's my debt right now? Okay. I'm gonna pay my debt, and I'm gonna rework on the roads. So, something I've noticed with the bullshit, I'll show you guys so you understand. Is these area, right? So this is 2,960, but this is, oh wait, what? This one is bigger. Okay, this is a mistake here then. So here, we're gonna rework it. Actually, wait, I need to pay my debt first. But yeah, this is too far away. So we gotta fix that. So otherwise it looks like ass. Okay. Yeah, look, this is like perfect. Perfect. But this is, these places are like you see, like there's a little bit of like shit. Oh yeah, I lost all my money. What the fuck? What the fuck? What I could do is just take the loan. Oh no, it's gonna cost me more in the end because I'm gonna take another 5%. So it's gonna cost me another $1,000 to pay the debt I already have. It's kinda dumb. It's kinda dumb. Wee woo. Come on. now. Damn, I'm losing a lot of money. What the fuck? People stop buying their taxes, I guess. No, they're still paying their taxes. Oh yeah, I'm losing so much. What the fuck? Let's cut budgets then. This, this. Okay, let me try to top down. $43,000. So with this 43,000, we're gonna buy another trash. That doesn't match. It's supposed to be it doesn't match at all. But where's the police officers again? Firehouse. I don't even remember where I put the police station. Oh, there it is. They're gonna wait for a long time because there's no fucking tram. Everything blow up. Dumbasses. Bruh, wait.
Save Galaxy with your wallets. I'm in the Telegram group chatting right now. Ask me your questions there. So he's promoting this coin. Sell-off was almost immediate. Or take another.
They're gonna feel that the... Oh! Oh, I'm coming back. I'm coming back slowly but surely. It's going back up. Ooh! 29,000? It's just a question of time before they all... Oh wait, I'm gonna destroy all the lines. All the lines. Yep. We're gonna redo the lines entirely. Yep, 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 yep. So for the next upgrade of the lines, this I will keep the tram so they can circle around this, the hole. But everything here is gonna be without trams. It's all gonna be road, except this one. This one, this one, and it's all gonna be roads for the cars. Like that. Wait, like that. Oh shit, I'm going down. School is gonna be closed. Can I close the schools? It's gonna come back eventually. Let me guess, I don't have enough money to make lines. Okay. Reject! We're gonna come back up eventually. See, we're already coming back up. I'll reduce the... Yeah, this to 0. I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna close it actually, so it doesn't cost me anymore. Off. Anything I need to reduce? The trash is really expensive. Holy shit. Now, I know we literally got hit by a tornado. And we're coming back up. No, I cannot reduce your taxes. I'm way too in the fucking hole. No, don't sell out. Wait. Okay, it's fine. Go back with your cars. Drive, drive. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Don't sell. If you sell, we're fucked. Okay, it's fine. Tax reduction for everybody. It's okay. Just stay here. Nope. Wait, 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 wait. Okay, back to the normal tax rate. Pay your tax. Fuckers. Fuck. Shit, 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 shit. Oh. Look, we're rebuilding, guys. Look. Don't panic. It's only a phase in this economy. It's okay, don't panic. Do not panic. Everything is gonna be fine. Nope. Holy shit, it goes worse and worse. We will make more money if this guy was emptied. Okay, let me try again. Where's our police officer? Firehouse. There's a police station. Alright. Otherwise they're gonna start crying out loud and be like, no services! No services! You're a bitch! You're bad government! No services! No services! High school, let's go. So now they're gonna be like, okay, there's still quality. Fuck. Now I'm gonna hope the industries is gonna do something. Is the police gonna do something? Okay. Okay. Oh, they're empty. Whatever, I'm just gonna reopen it. Alright, so they're not gonna sell their lands because there's trash and there's coal, right? And I didn't remove the lines from the tram. No. I'm gonna for sure make my money back. Yep, I'm gonna make my money back. When the industry is gonna hit. Hey, there we go. Now my money's gonna come back. Check this shit out.
The wind is blowing through her hair. We like to head out.
That was a that's not good. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to put cool music, but that was kind of lame. The fuck was that, dude? Oh boy. I was like, yeah, let's put some cool ass music. Turns out it's fucking ass. What the fuck did I just watch? Oh fuck. Damn, the policy are expensive. If I remove that, is the policy gonna be less expensive? Not really. Okay, so at least now they're not freaking out over the services being out.
I know I've talked a ton about Twitter recently since Elon Musk took over, but I just can't help it. It is so entertaining to see all of this silliness unfold. It's become my go-to soap opera. I'm more captivated by this than I was Better Call Saul. I'm waking up each day to new Twitter drama, a new catastrophe, and it is putting a massive smile on my face. Elon's been celebrating the active user records they've been hitting recently, and I don't doubt that they're breaking records with active users right now. I imagine there's tons of people just like me signing on every day just to laugh at the state of the site and laugh at all of the impersonation accounts that are all verified now and costing real companies billions of dollars. I'm going to talk about that in a second. It is so wild. And yeah, he's absolutely right about one thing. Comedy is legal again on Twitter. He has unleashed it. The floodgates are open and the goofs are coming in hot. So let's just get right into it. I'm sure a lot of you have seen by now, but maybe some of you haven't, and I can't wait to open your third eye here to true enlightenment. This is trolling to perfection. So, Elon Musk announced for $8 a month you can get a verified checkmark. Doesn't matter who you are, it's open to the public, you just have to pay for it. This has also led to some confusion, especially surrounding my personal Twitter account because I'm still verified on there. So a lot of people have been accusing me of being a hypocrite, saying, interesting, you still have a checkmark, clearly paying $8 a month even after you criticized it so heavily. Let me make it clear, I don't pay for Twitter. Like I said, I still believe it's a fucking dumb, brain-dead, dog shit idea to pay $8 a month for a check mark that's basically a Boy Scout badge for humiliation. I would never do that. It's more shameful to pay for Twitter than it would be to pay for a happy ending at a massage parlor. So no, I'm not paying for Twitter, I still just have the old check mark on there. Now to get back on track, Twitter Blue has fully launched and it is a colossal flop. It's having a box office performance like The Room here. It is just a fucking failure, it seems. A lot of the numbers that are being reported are all over the place. They range between 100,000 on the low end up to 440,000 on the highest end that I've seen. But let's go ahead and round that up. Let's say there's 500,000 Twitter Blue subscribers, and all of them are paying $8 a month. That's $4 million a month coming into Twitter. That doesn't even cover 2 days of their operating cost, because Elon Musk has claimed Twitter is losing $4 million a day. So through Twitter Blue, they're able to make back 1 day's worth of operating cost. That's it. And that's their monthly subscription. So after a month, they'll be able to pay for 1 day's worth of running Twitter. What a tough pill to swallow, I'm sure. Let that sink in, am I right? Now, of course, this isn't their only source of revenue. They do still have some advertisers, even though a ton of them pulled out. And Elon really seemed to put most of his eggs in this Twitter Blue basket, truly believing that most people would want it. Like, everyone's going to ask for this for Christmas, everyone's going to sign up for the check mark because that's what's most important to everyone on Twitter, so we'll charge for it. Only it turns out the interest really wasn't as big as he and many others thought that it was. So yeah, that $44 billion that he used to purchase Twitter may have been better spent wiping his own ass with it. He also took out a loan. I believe the loan was $13 billion, according to Bloomberg. And the loan is also going to be something that Elon Musk is probably going to have to make payments on, and those are going to be extremely expensive as well. So at current rate with Twitter Blue, he better pray that Twitter's around for the next 2,000 years, because by then he might finally be able to start making a dent in how much money he owes and how much he has lost on Twitter so far. Yeah, while the number of users may be skyrocketing, that's clearly not translating into money for the company. But god damn it, I am so glad Elon's doing what he's doing right now because it is so entertaining to watch. Twitter Blue has been mainly being used as a tool for impersonation and trolling, and it's done remarkably well. I'm sure a lot of you have seen over the last couple days, one very successful viral post came from someone impersonating Eli Lilly. Some Giga Chad hero out there paid the $8, impersonated Eli Lilly, and said, "We're excited to announce insulin is free now," and then this tanked their stock 3% instantly. Just from one shitpost from someone impersonating them on Twitter with the check mark. Now, of course, my heart isn't breaking for Eli Lilly here. I think what they're doing with the price of insulin is very fucked up and shady, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to laugh at this. Because, my god, this has to be the most expensive troll ever. Fucking beautiful. I actually just wiped out billions of dollars there. Now, there are people that are saying this is just a theory and it might just be a coincidence that that viral tweet from the Eli Lilly impersonator coincided with the stock drop, because apparently there were other market factors that may have led to this drop in stock. I'll go ahead and share that with you now. Now, I'm not smart enough to really opine on whether or not it was the tweet or other market factors here, but I'd like to share all the arguments here from both sides for the evidence. Now, I will say, of course, it's very possible this tweet has no impact on it and it truly was just a coincidence, but this also wouldn't be the first time a tweet has had massive market effects as well. It's far from unheard of. In fact, Elon Musk himself has even done this a couple of times where some of his tweets have real implications on the Tesla stock. The most infamous being, "Am considering taking Tesla private at 420. Funding secured." This of course had a huge effect on the market for the time and even resulted in Musk having to pay a $20 million fraud settlement as well as Tesla paying a $20 million penalty. So these kind of things can result from tweets. It wouldn't be the first time. And Eli Lilly wasn't the only victim. Lockheed Martin also found itself in a tough situation when someone impersonated them on Twitter and made this post. We'll begin
I'll make a
halting all
copy.
weapons
That's so.
sales to Saudi
Oh,
Arabia.
this is crazy. This is some crazy shit going on. No! I don't want to bank out. What the fuck? Did I? Yeah, I made profit. What the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. Shut up!
Also found itself in a tough situation when someone impersonated them on Twitter and made this post. We will begin halting all weapons sales to Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United States until further investigation into their record of human rights abuses. Hashtag WeAreLM. Human rights abuses. Hashtag WeAreLM. And after this went viral, the Lockheed Martin stock dropped 5%. Now, this of course could be chalked up to yet another coincidence, and a lot of people do believe that's the case, because the entire defense industry was down on this day. So yes, it is very possible that, again, this was just a big coincidence. I do think it'd be a little odd that the same thing happened in two different industries under similar circumstances, and it just happens to be coincidental, but of course, it's also a hard sell to claim that those tweets actually had that huge market effect. There's really no telling, but regardless, it's super entertaining. It seems, most of the people that are buying Twitter Blue are doing it just for this shit, because even if they're not trolling massive companies to cost them billions of dollars, they're making impersonation accounts for people in positions of power and saying really goofy shit like, anyone else up right now playing with their Johnson, I've got lotion on my dick right now. And it's all verified accounts from people like Barack Obama, Bernie Sanders. Like, it makes me laugh every time. It actually does. That little check mark and then taking their profile and just mimicking it and then saying shit like that is somehow just a recipe for good laughs from me, as well as many others, which is probably why the usage is at an all-time high. It's just been so entertaining. But unfortunately, Elon Musk must have felt the pressure because both Eli Lilly and Lockheed Martin have shown that they're really not happy about what's happening on Twitter. Nintendo was also a victim of someone impersonating Nintendo of America and tweeting out a picture of Mario giving everyone the finger. But Elon Musk, in response to all of this, has shut down Twitter Blue for the time being to try and put a halt to all the impersonation. You have to wonder how Elon couldn't see this coming, or how anyone could have possibly convinced themselves. If you go back to the videos I made talking about this system and how it would likely be abused, there were so many people huffing copium that saying things like, no, this wouldn't happen. You think you're as smart as Elon? He's clearly thought of this. There must be fail-safes in place to prevent this from happening. And then bang. The exact thing that everyone knew would happen, happened. And some people are acting shocked about it. This was the most predictable outcome. This is the most predictable situation imaginable that would arise from this system, this Twitter Blue $8 a month system. Everyone who even thought for a single second about this knew this would happen. It doesn't take a galaxy brain intellect to figure this out, yet somehow Elon Musk, as well as I guess many others, for some reason didn't think this would happen, which is wild. That's just absolutely wild, but it has been so entertaining to watch. I'm really glad he went through with it, so hats off to him for actually pulling the trigger on this dog shit idea, because fuck, man, it has been so fun. So I just wanted to share. I have been following the Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX collapse closer than I've followed anything else in my entire life. I've been tuning in actively to every single thing that Sam Bankman-Fried's been doing. I've been like the NSA on his ass, just watching every Q&A, every painful, uncomfortable interview he does. I was there watching like a hawk. Every time his silly little mouth uttered the words, I don't know, I couldn't know, I don't remember, I don't recall, I'm not sure. I was there, with fucking blood pouring out of my ears, having to listen to his grating little helium-infused fucking voice try to weasel his way out of every question tossed his way. I was there watching. I spent more time studying Sam Bankman-Fried than I did studying for my SATs. And now, we are finally reaching the climax to this entire ordeal. Sam Bankman-Fried has officially been arrested. It is such a breath of fresh air. Like, I was actually shocked that he got arrested, because over the last couple weeks, I really started to believe he was going to get away with it. With the way journalists write about him, like he's some kind of angel, and to the fact that there was no, like, open investigation that I was hearing about, like, often, I just thought he was just going to get away from all of this. He was booking interviews up until, like, yesterday when he was arrested. He still had, like, interviews booked with major outlets. Like,
42,000.
You know what? Game over. The bad guy wins. You know, there is no justice. But then, out of nowhere, like a deus ex machina, he gets arrested. And it turns out they've been investigating him, and this is going to be a very big case. So, a great plot twist here that I'm super happy to see. So let's go over the situation here. I went over it on stream, so I'll just play you the clips from that. So SBF did finally get arrested in the Bahamas. It is amazing news.
What is the Bahamas? Google. Where is that? Oh. Right here. In the Bahamas. Reject. I am not losing, I am winning right now. I am coming back.
And somehow, even in all of that, this headline still finds a way to suck his dick a bit. How effective altruism let Sam Bankman-Fried and the FTX collapse happen. They're still calling this fucking fraud altruistic. It is despicable. Absolutely despicable. Even still, right now. Crazy. It's just crazy. But yeah, he got arrested in the Bahamas. And with any luck, he'll be facing some very extreme charges. I don't see how he wiggles his way out of it. It really feels like this will finally be some justice served. I'm going to imagine at this point Sam Bankman-Fried is really regretting all of those interviews he's been doing. I bet he is really kicking sand like, damn, maybe I should have stopped doing Twitter Q&As where I just actually admit to crimes. Who could have expected this result? Why didn't he just lie low? Bro, I have no idea why he didn't just lie low. He was just so addicted to the meat swallowing. Like in the crypto space, when you have a crypto project it doesn't even have to be successful. You have your cock handled by crypto bros 24/7. They fight for you on Twitter, they run all of your marketing for you for free, and I'm just assuming he was used to that kind of attention. He wanted to continue to be looked at like this god that the crypto community treated him like. I do wonder, and I didn't read this in the other article I read about it, granted it wasn't this article, I do wonder if they're going to go after his girlfriend, the 28-year-old Harry Potter fan. What did she do to get labeled as a Harry Potter fan? I don't know. So when they were still writing all those fluff pieces after everything came collapsing, or actually it might have been before, I don't remember the timeline now. They're writing articles about her, calling her like, look at this 28-year-old Harry Potter fan who's managing billions here. Wow, that's absolutely incredible. And then she'd be doing these interviews where she just doesn't know what she's talking about. So now that's become her legacy. She's the 28-year-old Harry Potter fan. Very quirky. Does Atrioc talk about it? Here, let me watch Big A's new video on it. I bet Atrioc is celebrating so fucking hard. He has been doing such a great job with this story from the very beginning. I bet Atrioc's wiggling his finger right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That looks
there's
about
only
right.
two things for stealing and defrauding millions of customers.
So I'm gonna say, I didn't think we'd get here. I was losing so much faith in an actual set of consequences for Sam Bankman-Fried. I am absolutely shocked. I really didn't think we'd be able to get him. It didn't seem like they even cared. This man was still booking interviews with the biggest outlets imaginable. And they were still writing pieces about him being like a hero who had some unavoidable catastrophe happen unjustly. I just didn't think it happened. I really didn't. I was losing faith, but then we brought it back, baby. And now we have a potential good conclusion to this anime arc for Sam Bankman-Fried. And that FTX hat that Big A's wearing is fire. That's looking good here.
But a person close to the matter has revealed, according to this New York Times article, that the charges include wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering. You got hit with the quintuple whammy. And the thing
Yes,
is,
sir,
I've
the
read
five
a lot
fingers.
of articles like this
That's
one
big.
for the past month now, especially because he's been on a notorious PR tour for the past month, going around to every media outlet that'll have him and saying, "Oops, I fucked up."
Yeah.
And in every
Oh, I
one of
love
these
that
interviews,
defense.
anytime someone asks him a hard question, you have to promise to never ever say you fucked up again. I told them to go fuck themselves.
What a hero.
Well, you might want to
What a
listen to
saint.
it, Sam, because it is looking extremely likely that a lot of that's going to come back to haunt you.
The thing is, like, I said this when we were talking about the CoffeeZilla interview. His defense has been, this entire time, I'm just an idiot. I'm so stupid, man. I'm so sorry for all of these mistakes. I'm just dumb. I'm just this absolute brain-dead troglodyte, and, you know, I'm just a dummy. And that was his whole defense, like, you can't arrest me, I'm stupid. Like, that's been the entire time, and it's been working. Like, it's actually been fucking working. But yeah, I have to imagine his lawyers have...
Positive! Okay, I gotta move the rig. I'm back, baby! Woo! Let's go! Oh, fuck. All right. All right, let's put back the tax where they were. So they're like, yippee! No more taxes, yippee! Yippee!
I've not been happy with the way he's been conducting himself in terms of defense. And like the open admittance to fraud with CoffeeZilla. That certainly didn't help. I do think CoffeeZilla's interview will actually be cited in court. It has to be usable, right? Like that's not... Like that wouldn't be something that they could keep out. Like I feel like that'd be a good piece of evidence.
Over and over again, there isn't an innocent explanation. I'm a goof. I'm a big dumb goof.
Yeah.
I'm a big curly-haired League of Legends loving goof, and I didn't know. I didn't know that you couldn't take customer funds and punt it on crypto and lie about it. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could replace all the deposits with a made-up FTT token. In fact,
What do you mean I can't just take all the customers' assets and buy worthless shitcoins with it? What? That's terms of service. Our terms of service? You mean I violated those? I have to play by those rules? No, that's... No, oh my god, how silly could I be? This is how embarrassing. I'm so sorry. This is just a really, really, absolutely embarrassing moment for me.
issue a brand new FTT token and distribute that.
What?
That's a productive plan. No, that is not the solution.
What the fuck?
Sam, that was the problem. That's why you're here to begin with. I made a lot of mistakes.
Who wrote that? This is like that is just the actual biggest Twitter crypto moment I've seen in a minute. Give the worst possible idea, and then some people for some reason agree with it. Hey, yeah, just fire on the old money printer. Why doesn't Sam Bankman-Fried just print more dollars to make everyone whole again? Fuck, it's that easy.
Again, already
We knew that,
should be
yeah.
illegal. Second, Alameda used client funds to engage in margin trading.
We knew that.
Extremely risky
Now it's proven
debt-fueled
nice.
trading. So, taking your money that you deposited in a bank to be held safely and then punting it on incredibly risky crypto bets without your knowledge or consent. Again, illegal. And
This is really cool, because this is exactly what CoffeeZilla called him out on to his face. Directly to him, where SBF kind of had his armor dented and just, like, admitted it. Like, straight admitted it to CoffeeZilla. Those, like, 2 points in particular. And now we have the Enron guy, assuming this is his real statement, I imagine it is. We have the Enron guy echoing that, which is wonderful. They
Fuck!
also forgot a charge for sucking ass at League. Well, we haven't finished all the charges yet. They're not all unveiled. So that could still be tacked on there for being hard stuck bronze 3. Check CoffeeZilla's community tab. Oh, did he post something in the community tab? It's gotta be him, like, taking a shot or something. Like, maybe just pumping his fist saying, I told you so. Or, like, I did it. He should absolutely be taking some credit. Oh, no, he's just hyping up the video for tomorrow. Fuck yeah, nice. I thought there was gonna be a picture of him just maybe doing a little TikTok dance or something to celebrate. Do I think he'll see any jail time? Yes. I was skeptic. I started to lose faith that he'd actually be arrested, but now that he is, those charges are huge. I just don't know how he could possibly weasel his way out. If he had just shut the fuck up, like if after all of this happened, if he had just gone dark, off grid, you know, have his mommy and daddy buy him a farm somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere, no electricity, live like an Amish person for a while, I think he may have been able to squeak his way out. I think maybe. But he has been so open with this shit for the last month and a half. I can't imagine a world where he could, you know, squeak a little stinker out of there and not face jail time. He was too addicted to clout. He's gonna call Saul. Yeah, I mean, anyone shy of Saul he's fucked. His parent, yeah, chat's right, his parents are compliance lawyers, but I don't think that means they can somehow save their son here. Like, that's kind of useless at this stage of the game. I don't see how them being compliance lawyers is in any way going to be helpful to getting him out of these charges.
Next topic, which is what I'm a little bit nervous about. Again, I am no conspiracy nut, but being a crypto billionaire, former or otherwise, is...
He's gonna... I'll brief... Well, he'll probably give the context. There was a crypto billionaire recently who turned up dead after making a... I don't know if it was one post or a series of posts alluding to the fact that some very dangerous people were after him. That was some pretty shady shit. That was a pretty creepy thing. That happened only a few days ago. And apparently that was one of only like 2 or 3, or maybe even more, crypto billionaires that have turned up dead recently. So it is like that is a pretty scary set of circumstances. Yeah, it's like actually getting Epsteined. Except this one was just blatant murder. Like, I believe the most recent crypto billionaire was, like, his body was found at the sea. Like, it washed up on shore. Let me double check.
Mr. Koolander here died at 30 a few days ago. This guy. Mushigan, Nikolai Mushigan, 29, died a few days ago. Yeah, Taran. So, a Russian crypto tycoon. He died in a helicopter accident. Now, again, all of these seem to have innocent explanations, but 3 of them dying within a few days of each other, all in the crypto space, is odd.
Yeah, it is peculiar. I would say the one with the paranoid tweets isn't exactly like the most innocent explanation. Let me double check. Which one was that? Right before Nikolai passed away, tweeted some suspicious conspiracies surrounding the government on October 28th. Okay, so not that soon. Tweeted that the CIA and Mossad and some pedophile-related organizations noted as the pedo elite are running some kind of sex trafficking and blackmailing business from Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. And then he said that they're going to frame him with a laptop planted by his ex-girlfriend who was a spy, and they will torture him to death. So that does read like somebody that's a bit paranoid, but he actually did turn up dead in Puerto Rico, not long after. Previously, he's mentioned fighting some evil people who use debt and blackmail as weapons and claimed that he shall be murdered under the disguise of suicide by the FBI. It is very strange. The cause of death is just drowning, right? He left his beach house located in the posh locality Condad of San Juan for a morning walk. His estate is estimated to be $6 million. Later in the morning at around 9 a.m., some local surfers discovered his body at a Puerto Rico beach. They reported it to the police, and his identity was confirmed. They mentioned the beach is famous among surfers, although Nikolai was not known to be inclined towards surfing. They also noted that it's dangerous due to swift currents and rocks, and signboards are warning to be safe, but they're speculated to have broken due to the typhoon. So, a bit odd. But yeah, his tweets actually do read like someone that's probably got some kind of mental illness, but he really did turn up dead here. So, maybe he really was being hunted. That's the conspiracy. It is weird. It is weird. Especially since it's already the 3rd crypto billionaire death in a short period of time.
Why? We want to hear more about what was going on at this company and who else was complicit, because this is fraud that stinks to the top. We don't want.
I can assure you, the 28-year-old Harry Potter fan is all but innocent in this. I'm shocked that, well, they must not have found a paper trail for her yet. I'm shocked that she's not already in their net. So I speculate that during the trial, she gets roped into all of this. He's not making it to trial. That's getting deep in the weeds. I just can't imagine what he would have on people that they'd want to shut him up for.
It's awesome to see him arrested, and I'll be following up this story consistently. You can tune in on my Twitch channel, check out more, and watch out for more YouTube videos. Thanks guys for watching, and let's keep an eye on this.
Yeah, Big A's been doing such an amazing job covering this entire saga of SBF and FTX. I don't really know what the speed of movement is on a case this big. Maybe this is quick by other standards, but to me it felt remarkably slow. And maybe that's just because of how painful the journey was to get here, with all of the major news outlets treating it like he wasn't a fraud. So maybe that's why it felt so long to me. I don't know. Yeah, most people are saying this was super fast. So yeah, it really must have just been all of the news outlets that really made me feel like this was a not only not coming, but also excruciatingly long. I'm sure you've at least heard by now that Logan Paul was caught with his pants down, exposed for one of the largest scams ever run by an influencer. This was all brought to light by the finest detective YouTube has ever had, a channel known as CoffeeZilla. I've talked about CoffeeZilla more than Amy Schumer's talked about her vagina. I can't get enough of his content, and I can't recommend his channel highly enough. It is beautiful stuff. He's like a real-world L from Death Note. But instead of solving murder mysteries, he's solving scams. He's become a boogeyman to any fraudster online, where if he knocks on your door, they run to the basement and hide, like Batman striking fear into the hearts of criminals. And recently, he set his sights on Logan Paul. This is actually an investigation that's been going on for an extremely long time. CoffeeZilla has spent at least a year going through every single detail of this case and getting all sides, talking to the people that helped develop it, as well as people affected by it, and even core members of the team that were in the know on what was going on from the beginning of this project, from the goddamn birth of it. From the very beginning, CoffeeZilla has talked to one of the people that helped bring this project to life, like at the genesis of CryptoZoo. Now, to break it down into a nutshell, CryptoZoo was supposed to be a play-to-earn crypto game where you buy a shitcoin called Zoo, which you use to purchase an NFT egg, which hatches into stock photos of animals. And then you can like breed those stock photos of animals into more stock photos. That's the entire gameplay loop. You look at fucking PNG stock photos of animals that combine like a whale with a frog. That's it. And where you can earn money is by burning those PNGs that you get. And then you can get Zoo in return, claim your yield. It sounds like the worst game ever fucking made. It's a worse game than Super Fight, which was a $200 Steam game that was a single level and only 30 seconds of gameplay. I'd have more fun watching my own car catch on fire with all of my shit inside of it than playing CryptoZoo. But it was never designed to be a game that's fun to play. From the very beginning, it was clearly designed to be a money-making scam to exploit Logan Paul's massive audience. And the game also never even worked, and to this day, over a year later, still doesn't work. You were never able to actually play, and you were never able to actually earn, unless, of course, you were one of the founders from the beginning. Because then, there were a couple of founders that made a lot of money, including a cameo from someone you might be familiar with from previous scams, Jake the Crypto King, known for his Pokemon scam back in the day. He's back. I said on stream that this whole thing feels like the series finale to Logan Paul's career, where all of the side characters come in together for one big final oorah, like an episode where they bring in everyone to celebrate the end of the show. It is crazy just how deep this CryptoZoo rabbit hole goes. I don't want to spoil anything, but yes, Agent 47 is back, and he is once again a very shady and big piece of shit in this whole thing. There are no good guys on the CryptoZoo team. I don't want to get too deep into it because CoffeeZilla tells the whole story, but let me just give you the cliff notes here to get you hooked. This not only has scams galore, it even has fake orphans. It has a man who claims to have won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2018, despite never having even been associated with football in any capacity. The same guy also claiming to have been like a CIA operative, as well as hacking AOL. There's market manipulation. There's betrayal with the founding fathers of CryptoZoo stabbing each other in the back repeatedly. It just plays out like a soap opera, but was real. Like, even the scammers were scamming each other. So not only were normal people getting fucked in the mouth and losing money on this completely fraudulent product, but even the scammers were scamming each other. Like, it was just pure pandemonium and chaos. There was even a point where the code got stolen and taken to Switzerland, held hostage for $1 million ransom. Like, the web here is so wild and wacky. It is an unreal journey. And I don't want to spoil it all here. I highly recommend you watch the entire 3-part series from CoffeeZilla. I'm only going to be showing you the first part here that I watched and went over to get the bare bones breakdown of the situation, as well as setting the stage, the foundation for the whole investigation going forward. It is just such an incredible ride. CoffeeZilla has truly outdone himself with this investigation, and I'm extremely excited to see how Logan Paul defends it, because the evidence that CoffeeZilla showcases seems pretty bulletproof. It seems like there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for excuses or any kind of justification for anything in regards to CryptoZoo, but of course on January 3rd, Logan Paul is hyped up that his response is coming on his podcast, which to me just really feels like an advertisement more than anything, but I will of course withhold full judgment until I hear his side, since he hasn't been very open to sharing his side for the last year. This has been like my most anticipated show of the entire year. CoffeeZilla's 3-part deep dive into Logan Paul's crypto scam, CryptoZoo. So I'm extremely excited, and I'm super happy to see CoffeeZilla go so hard on this. He's gained like almost 400,000 subs since posting these videos, something like that, and he deserves it. I know he spent quite a few months investigating this. I know he's also reached out to Logan Paul numerous times to try and get his side of the story, but has been dodged and ducked every single time until he finally posted this video. I saw Logan Paul's tweet saying, actually I'll just pull it up instead of paraphrasing. He did the standard, I used to love CoffeeZilla, and I always think he gets everything right, until now. Now he fucked up. Like, this is very cookie cutter. Somehow, every single time CoffeeZilla talks about some kind of big scam like this is always the response. While I generally appreciate Steven's creative genius and exceptional work ethic, I mean that, this one is simply not true. When appropriate, all bad actors will be exposed, explained, and held fully accountable. I'll speak further on Impulsive January 3rd, which to me reads more like an advertisement for his podcast than anything. But I always just love this first line, because this is boilerplate at this point. This is what everyone says when CoffeeZilla makes a video about them. A creative genius, one of the best in the business. Ace detective, like Benoit Blanc. But this time he fucked up, trust me. This time he's wrong.
I lost $25,000. $120,000.
This is absolutely shocking to me. These aren't children. You're telling me these adults watch Logan Paul? Or did they had to have just heard about this from like crypto subreddits, discords, all trying to like hype train the shit out of this? I refuse to believe that this is Logan Paul's audience. No fucking shot.
$500,000 Australian, which is
What?
$500,000 in CryptoZoo.
Shut up!
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 500K.
Today we're investigating Logan Paul's
Yikes.
crypto,
Oh
a
my
blockchain
God.
game that made millions but never worked. And of course, at the center of it, we have Logan Paul himself, who has abandoned this
WWE
leaving
superstar,
thousands of
baby.
fake orphans in his wake. Wait a second. Thousands of victims in his wake.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. We have a massive team behind it, and
Real quick, you might be asking yourself, well, what experience does Logan Paul have with NFTs? And that's a great question to be asking, and I have the answer. He was actually a pioneer in NFTs, and in fact still has some of the best NFTs of all time, such as, are these still up on OpenSea? Well, here's his NFT Pokemon cards. Beautiful stuff, obviously, very high quality stuff, and I mean, only $10,000 for that, so I mean, reasonably priced as well. Where are his... He used to sell clips, so you could pay thousands of dollars to get an NFT clip of him boxing, which was a fucking bargain. Honestly, just giving it away at that price. You get like 15-second Twitter clips of his boxing matches. Where are they?
September 1st, cryptozoo.co.
We don't scam.
That's
I've
fine.
never scammed anyone before. Logan cares extremely deeply about his audience, loves his audience, loves his brand, doesn't have to scam to make money.
True, but you make a lot of money doing it, I imagine, so.
Welcome to
The
part
cookie
one,
jar
the
was
$1
too
million
appealing.
mystery that began this whole story.
For the last 6 months, I've been working on my own NFT project. I think the neat
Whoa.
fresh take in this project that I have is that fresh take.
Now look, at first,
Yep,
just
let's
as
go.
surprised at this pitch as anyone else because I just got finished roasting Logan for a different coin called Dink Doink, which is fans
Dink Doink.
lose money on.
I'm a big Doink fan.
And it wasn't even a project at all. It was a game that could earn you money.
I'm excited to launch.
Called Pay to
You
Earn.
keep using
Or, Jesus, Play to Earn.
game. You're not using like a project. It's a game.
It's a game. It's a really fun game that makes you money.
You started by buying this crypto token called Zoo, which is their in-game currency, and you use Zoo coins to then buy egg NFTs, which you can then hatch to become animals. You then can breed those two animals to become hybrid animals. For example, if you breed a
What a
gorilla,
fun-sounding game.
you get a gore kitty. And the more rare the NFT, the
I get to
higher the
breed
daily
animals?
yield
Sign
of
me
Zoo
up.
tokens that animal earns you every day. Theoretically, it works like almost like passive income. You can then burn your animal NFTs to release the zoo they earned back to you, and from there you can invest it into eggs or just cash out. Now, some of you of the Egyptian persuasion might notice some triangular qualities.
No, that's a
to this game
coincidence.
description.
We handmade art for the past 6 months, bro. Approval, very specific notes, 10 different artists making art for our project.
That doesn't
Now,
sound
I'll
like a
admit,
lot of artists.
This all sounds
for that.
very enticing. Handmade art, a
Not
fun
really.
game that can earn you
Does it
money.
sound enticing?
One of the biggest influencers in the world backing it.
It was Logan Paul at the end of the day. An internet personality that I actually trusted. That I actually
Why?
kinda
What did
believed in.
Obviously,
Well,
when
I feel terrible that that happened to you, but what? What in the history of Logan Paul has earned anyone's trust ever? Like, I can't think of anything he's ever done that was honest. Like, I legitimately can't. Except for him saying that he made a repeated lapse in his judgment when he filmed a dead body. Like, that's like the only thing I can think of with like honesty associated with Logan Paul. But yeah, I mean, Prime did come out. I've tried it. I mean, it's a real drink. I wasn't instantly poisoned or anything. It was fine. I actually thought it was good. But I'm just gonna chalk that up to KSI. I'm just gonna say KSI did everything because I legitimately have no trust in Logan.
But as the game got closer to release, the CryptoZoo team started releasing the first ever photos of these animals. And come to find out, this handmade art story wasn't really true. It was actually Adobe stock photos mashed together. This is the sort of first
What?
red flag of this project.
Hey!
I made a video about it at the time, but it was
Let's
kind of
go.
surface level, and something
what the
didn't
fuck?
add up beneath the surface. Something where I just couldn't. And it's not handmade at all. It's not even original. It's what's called a fork, a copy of, some other code that exists out there. One of them is called Floki Shib X, which launched before it. So where did this $1 million go? I didn't understand.
There never was.
Wait. Play that again. Did you hear that?
There was no way to claim your yield. There never was.
Hold on.
I can't
The core
believe it.
mechanic of crypto
What?
that you can make money with these stupid
No.
animals didn't even work on launch day, and still, to this day, a year later, still does not work.
So I acquired a bunch of eggs, and I actually want to play the game. I didn't acquire the eggs with the intent of keeping them. I actually wanted to hatch them and see what I got out of them and play in this ecosystem that's
I am sorry this happened to you, my friend. What compelled you to want to play this game? There is no game. The game is you buy an egg, and then we give you a stock photo of what this animal might look like with a goofy nose. What is the game? Like, the only reason anyone would have ever put money into this is off the hope that they're somehow able to make a payday out of it. Like, cash in their yield for some kind of profit. There is no, like, actual game mechanics. It is, here's a couple pictures you can look at. That's it. That's fucking it. Just the worst Pokemon. It's not even a Pokemon at all. Like, even, let's take a card game. Even a card game has game mechanics. You play against someone, there is a goal, there is something you do, there is an actual gameplay element to it. Here, the gameplay is you hatch an egg, and we combine this photo of a moose with a photo of my cat, and that's it. And now you have played our game, and now you can either choose to keep that picture and hope it appreciates in value, you know, yield some more zoo, or you burn it to acquire your zoo. Those are your two options, neither of which constitute a game. Jesus Christ.
It's never been up.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture. There's nothing I can do with it.
You're kidding!
That's the whole game. It's just a picture. Even when you can hatch, it's just another picture.
You can ask any of those community guys. It's basically worth nothing whatsoever.
Wow, so on launch day, basically nothing worked, and a year later, that's still true. Now, after this was discovered, the price of Zoo fell 63% in just 24 hours. CryptoZoo already got millions in investments, but Logan only speaks in the Discord twice over the next year to say, quote, sober, currently shaking my head, and yo.
Yo.
Meanwhile, manager Ben Roth.
Surely, Logan Paul.
Yep, never opening a message from my friend ever again.
He's got enough money. He doesn't need to rug us lot.
And it's because of these false promises about marketing that these poor investors believed in CryptoZoo so long. They sat and watched every
It actually
Logan
is
Paul
very
episode.
impressive how far you can get when people just believe that you're too wealthy to exploit them. Like, if someone just believes you have so much money, that for some reason makes you trustworthy. That's wild to me, because I'd always think it's the fucking opposite.
Too much of this is out, but he's been working on a massive project.
And one of them will be the biggest thing I ever do. It's like my life and soul is put into this project, which is where most of my time these days goes.
I'll tell you about this project when we get closer to launch.
Yeah.
This project line is going to be...
Is that the thing with the egg? Like the zoo?
No.
Okay, that's one.
This is going to be... Yeah, crazy.
No, that shit sucks. That shit is garbage. I can't believe you guys bought that.
If you're one of
Holy
these
fuck, it was
investors,
awful.
And Logan
You
Paul's
brought up the
one
egg?
pitching
That
this
was a joke.
new secret project, and you're thinking it's CryptoZoo, and someone's like, "Oh, is it that thing with the eggs?" And he's like, "No, definitely not. That was the last project. This is the real project that I'm working on."
Much going on behind the scenes. Like, Doug, I'm not the bad guy here.
Yeah.
There's some actual out there.
Yo!
It's not me. Like, I'm here to build.
Oh, okay.
This
Well,
is a space
now
where
that's
a lot of people
okay. Well, now I
do
believe
see
you.
dollar signs. Like any burgeoning industry, if there's money to be made, there's going to be both good and bad people.
There's
Okay,
a lot of
well, at
shady
least we set the
characters in
record
crypto
straight.
Space. I'm learning all of it. We had an issue. Took the code that he made, fled to Switzerland, actually fled to Switzerland, and like held it hostage for $1 million. Like behind the scenes drama that took a stick and stuck it in the spokes of my wheels.
Oh, well, that wasn't expected. There's a shady developer who held up Logan's code hostage in Switzerland. That's why this hasn't worked the whole time. He held it hostage for $1 million. Well, and find out the truth of what happened. Why did he steal Logan's code for $1 million? However,
That's what I really appreciate about CoffeeZilla. He's such a stronger man than I. That is like the most egregiously bullshit story ever. Like, genuinely, I don't believe a single fucking phrase uttered in that same breath. I don't think there's any world where that's actually true, but CoffeeZilla is still going to investigate it anyway.
I finally got a hold of him, and when I did, he
It's
admitted
true?
he took
No
the code
way.
hostage, but he says the reason for it was nothing like what Logan said.
I never paid. And, it got to a point when I was working on it where I just realized they were just going to try to steal all of my work and not me. So I said, well, the source code private for 30 engineers. I'm earning $50,000 a week on building this thing.
What? Building what? You take a picture and you have your stock photos that you mash together to make a new picture when it hatches. Where is $50,000 a week going? Where? How? Holy shit, this is outrageous. But I am beyond shocked that this is at least a half-truth. So the guy did flee to Switzerland after holding the code hostage, but it was because Logan didn't pay him or the team. So he was telling a half-truth on the situation. I can't believe any part of it was true. That is already quite the twist for me.
According to him, they negotiated a $1 million payday for this whole project. And from the second I heard that, I thought, oh, that's interesting because Logan claims he spent $1 million on this whole thing. And this developer saying he's owed $1 million on this.
We've been paid nothing. I would have loved to have Zoo, but I don't have any.
So that's multiple sources working on the Crypto Zoo team project who were not paid. Now, obviously, these are big accusations, which is why I wanted to confront Logan Paul on them. But unfortunately, we're not exactly on speaking terms. So I wonder, how could I speak to Logan without speaking to Logan? Logan Paul's manager, a guy named Jeff Levin.
Oh, Jeff.
He might be just what we need to settle this whole thing. So I gave him a call.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, sorry to bother you. This is Steven with CoffeeZilla. I'm calling because I've heard reports that CryptoZoo hasn't paid their development team, and I'm just reaching out for comment before I do this story. I just want to follow up on that.
I have no comment for it.
Okay,
Oh, well, fair enough.
Are you guys denying it, or are you saying it's not true?
Just no comment. I don't think that the information is true.
You guys have a whole side to
I know,
your
but
story here.
Your job as someone that is reporting news is to actually verify correct news.
Well,
Right, that's why I'm calling you.
I know, and that's legal grounds for that stuff. So I'm just telling you, legally, you have to report correct news with verifiable information.
Right, that's why I'm calling you.
As we've been advised always, is anybody reports fake news, that's where...
You didn't set the record straight. What? Is everyone around Logan just a fucking idiot? Like an actual bumbling buffoon? Huh? That is why he called you. You could have absolutely just, if it's not true, shut it down. Or tell him, yeah, it's not true, I wasn't aware of this, we can go ahead and get some material together to prove that it's all fake. Bang. Right then and there. You don't have to immediately tell CoffeeZilla all the evidence or anything. Just say like, hey, it's not true. If you can give us some time, we can get together all the material and send it your way to prove that they're being dishonest about the information. Simple. Jesus Christ, Logan, hire me as your manager. Jesus. Could have saved you a massive fucking headache if this is all fake. How can you be so dumb?
A mess. Jeff, Logan's manager, seems to be implying that I'm not allowed to repeat allegations his own development team made, even though Logan can go on podcasts and publicly accuse those developers of stealing his code. Not only that, he's the one who refuses to provide any evidence, but seems to sort of be implying that maybe we'll sue you if you tell this to anyone, which he then denies doing when I ask him if that's what he said.
Told you I have no comment to it. Telling you once again, from a legal standpoint, you have to report truth. If you do not
is this an NPC? Why does he keep saying this?
Then you're just allegations, and those then will be handled the way that we want to handle them.
Okay. I understand you may have graduated Arizona State with the business degree, but holy shit, that is not being put to good use here, Jeff. You must have fallen ass backwards into this position. He is calling you so that way you can defend against the allegations. You don't have to do it right now on the phone call. Just say they're not true, and we will defend them. And here's our evidence. We can eventually get you our evidence. It is that simple. Like, it is that fucking simple. How dumb is this guy? Like, oh my god. He is calling you because he is trying to verify it as a trustworthy source. He wants the whole story. And how the fuck else is he supposed to verify it without talking to you? The team, the people behind it, the ones who now have the allegations. You are the only ones that can verify the authenticity of the claims. He can't go to the Better Business Bureau, who's somehow going to be having all the fucking answers to this. This guy is so dumb. He is so unbelievably dumb. And then making that like a sly little threat about it. He's Logan Paul's actual punching bag. He has to just keep Jeff around just to take all the flack. That's gotta be the only reason. He's like a little public spittoon for Logan Paul. Oh, what? No, I would have absolutely denied these things. Oh, that's just Jeff. Jeff, man, he's so fucking dumb. Yeah, no, oh my god, I can't believe Jeff. What a silly guy.
I have no comment on the situation.
Mm-hmm. Good defense.
Your job legally is to report facts. If you don't report facts on the information you're given, it is illegal.
It's not. You can report allegations. That's the whole fucking point of an allegation. He's not saying it's the truth. He is saying they're allegations, and he wants to verify, are these allegations accurate or are they inaccurate? You can absolutely talk about allegations.
Who is he? Who is Eddie Ibanez?
It's a made-up name. That's a made-up name,
hi,
isn't
my
it?
name's Eddie Ibanez, lead developer here at CryptoZoo.
Oh, never mind. Damn, thought it was gonna be a crazy plot twist.
Fake. Wait, what?
January 3rd is a date that had more importance to me than my own birthday, because that was the day Logan Paul said he was going to respond to CoffeeZilla's investigative series on his CryptoZoo project. Throughout a year-long investigation conducted by CoffeeZilla, he produced 3 videos that highlighted that CryptoZoo was a scam, and told the story of tons of victims who lost money and went over how it got to that point and what went on behind the scenes. Logan Paul stated that he would be responding to all the allegations on January 3rd. And he did, in a remarkably baffling way. So January 3rd rolled around, and it was this very sad wet fart of a response from Logan Paul. He released a 7-minute video where he addressed none of the actual claims that had evidence backing them, and avoided all of the actual hard-hitting facts that CoffeeZilla was providing, without giving his side of anything. Instead, he just started attacking the character of CoffeeZilla and throwing out wild accusations with nothing to back up his claims in his own video, which makes him very hypocritical in that sense, such as him stating at the very beginning that CoffeeZilla's been getting information wrong because he's turned into a gossip channel, without ever showing any of the things he's gotten wrong recently, and then saying that he tried to work in law enforcement but was turned away for being not truthful and his work often being speculative, of which he provides no sources to where he got that, so I imagine he reached into his colon and pulled it out like a little dingleberry. So, his video wasn't the best when it came to proving his innocence. So he then released a podcast episode yesterday going over it deeper. However, it's not deep at all. This shit is shallower than a micro penis. It doesn't go anywhere. It's still the very surface level shit where he doesn't actually talk about any of the evidence-backed claims that CoffeeZilla makes against him, his team, and his project. It's an hour and 20 minutes of them trying to play the victim here, and it's so shameless at one point that he even begins reading a letter that he supposedly received from a fan that made him tear up, talking about how great of a person Logan is and how he has such a kind heart, and then Logan tears up on the podcast again. None of this has anything to do with the CoffeeZilla investigation or CryptoZoo, so it just seems like he's farming sympathy points for some reason. It's just not good at all. This is actually significantly worse than his 7-minute response video. Now, he does reinforce that he will be suing CoffeeZilla for defamation for his investigative series on CryptoZoo, which leads me to believe that Logan Paul is truly surrounded by absolute fucking troglodytes. There is nobody in Logan Paul's immediate circle that gives him good advice. A defamation case is extremely hard to win, in even the best of circumstances. But you have a shady crypto company that a ton of people lost a ton of money on, and you're suing a guy who investigated it for a year and provided nothing but an unbiased, objective looks at the facts. No matter how you want to spin it, it is objective as it gets. Logan Paul seems to believe that CoffeeZilla highlighted him as a malicious, evil supervillain, which are his words, not mine. But in the actual investigation videos, you can see CoffeeZilla multiple times mentions that he can't pin the blame on any one person, and in fact focuses more highly on the other 2 people, Jake the Crypto King and Eddie Ibanez, than Logan Paul. So, to win a defamation case, you not only have to prove that the information is incorrect, you have to prove that it was knowingly incorrect by the person who put it out there publicly. You have to prove there was malicious intent. You would have to somehow prove that CoffeeZilla knew all of this information was wrong, published it anyway for the sole purpose of hurting your image. And that's a very difficult thing to prove, because you can make tons of arguments that CoffeeZilla, even if things are wrong, which so far Logan Paul's proven nothing wrong, aside from one of the victims in the testimonials being shady, aside from that he's proven nothing, he would then have such a solid defense regardless, because he investigated and just provided, like, facts of the information he gathered from Logan Paul's own team. So he would have a very strong case of, this isn't defamation, I was doing a public service by bringing all of this information to light. It's an unwinnable case for defamation, and I have to imagine Logan Paul knows that and just wants to bully CoffeeZilla legally and cost him a lot of money to hurt him, which is fucked up. That is malicious and supervillain like Logan. Of course, I'm no lawyer, but I am at least somewhat familiar with how defamation cases usually go, because when someone's feelings get hurt, they always try and sue for defamation for some reason. It's pretty cringe. Now, another thing that I want to mention before showing the podcast moments is Logan Paul is so delusional that he actually is using the defense of him hiring criminals makes him innocent. So in his response video, he's like, "You talked to my developer that stole the code for $1 million. Did you know that that developer is actually a convicted criminal?" And then showcases his criminal history, as if that makes Logan Paul look better or innocent. Logan, you hired 3 criminals to run this with you. That makes you look much, much worse and much more guilty. Oh, no, guys. It's not me that was bad. I hired 3 criminals. I brought together the Suicide Squad here to run this crypto company. It's them that were bad. It's not my fault. Why are you getting mad at me? I just hired the criminals. Obviously, you're responsible for the team you put together. You are liable for 2 of them stealing $7.7 million from the project here. That is your fault. I don't know why you keep falling back on, no, it's just that those criminals that did it, not me. Like, it's such a fucking stupid defense. I already did get kind of the spoilers that he really just repeats what he said in his video, which is nothing. Even in this hour and 20 long podcast, he doesn't actually debunk any of CoffeeZilla's claims.
Always trying to get attention, and now he doesn't give a fuck about us, so he's not going to speak out about it until this other dude's going to speak out, and now this is going to talk now.
Great question.
What was the question? He was just like spitting a fact. Now I know these are just like his lackeys, and his point is like this is all wrong, but it wasn't even a question. He's just like he's just like right. Like the only thing he failed to mention there is that it was a scam. But everything else, yeah, I mean, he's like right. It's not like you were gonna talk about Crypto Zoo the next day or something. If CoffeeZilla never made the video telling the victim's story, this would have stayed just buried, fading into obscurity.
Here are some receipts. Again, just for context. His name's Steven. The first time he reached out to me was on Christmas Eve after he released his series.
Logan, big guy. Coffee already posted the receipts. He reached out to you directly on Instagram, which was your only means of communication, by the way, since you blocked him, over a year ago. When that was a dead end, he reached out to your manager multiple times asking to talk directly to you. Jeff left him on red. It wasn't until every other avenue was burned that he called your manager, Jeff. Those receipts were already posted. But you are right, he did reach out again on December 24th to your email, again, after exhausting everything else, again, because you have him blocked.
This is big for him. He caught a lot of traction. He gained like 500,000 subscribers, and I'm sure he got a decent amount of money from his Patreon. But I am not interested in feeding into that anymore, so we'll be answering the questions that hopefully he was going to ask me and that you're going to ask me today on this podcast.
But that's just so transparently weak. Your offer was for him to fly out to your studio to do it, so couldn't the same argument be made for you? Like, that's not a strong point that you for some reason harp on so heavily. His offer was to just do a general video call. In fact, CoffeeZilla doesn't even do those interviews, video calls on his main channel. He does it on a secondary platform. So it wouldn't even be milking views or anything out of it. It's literally just getting the truth.
Hey, Steven, just wanted to put my response to your scam allegations on your radar, link below. Even though you broke laws, hardly substantiated your evidence, fabricated dangerously misleading falsehoods, and wrongfully accused me of scamming my fans, I'd still love to host you on Impulsive, again, unmonetized. It can even be one-on-
Hardly substantiated your evidence. I'm gonna give him leeway on the breaking laws because even I didn't realize Texas was a one-party consent law when it came to recording conversations on the phone. So he didn't break laws, so that's blatantly wrong, but I'm gonna give him leeway because I also didn't realize that that was legal in Texas. But this, fucking yikes, and fabricated dangerously misleading falsehoods. What, talking to your team of criminals, like directly? What do you mean?
If someone scams a person or an organization, they deceive them in order to get something valuable for them, especially money. That is the definition of scam. So my first question, and this question was answered in his series, it was a 5-second blip that was a part of a probably hour-long of documentary, filmmaking, was how much money did you make off the sale of the coin?
Oh, no. Oh, This is so much worse than I would have expected. Just because Logan didn't make the money doesn't mean it wasn't a scam. You know who did make money in 7.7 million's worth? 2 of the other criminals he hired to run it with him, Mike. Yes, it is a scam, even though Logan didn't make the money off of it. Holy shit. I am going to assume this had to have been recorded a week ago, or longer. There's no way he recorded this and released it today, after his response video and the reception and all of the points made about it. I refuse to believe he is that blissfully ignorant of what's going on. This has to be old. This is wildly bad. This is just...
Time to make a coffee, guys. It's time to make a coffee.
I'm gonna put.
I saw that show. Yes, you were. I saw that show. Oh shit! I'm back. I saw that show. Another game.
On the list of unforgivable sins, you will find lying to gamers among some of the most foul. It was one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not lie to thy brethren gamer, and yet we continue to see it happen time and time again here in the industry. Fake games. It's something that we've talked about over the years, most notably with The Day Before, how they used fake gameplay to sell the idea of their game. It became one of the most wishlisted games in Steam history. Eventually the game comes out, it's nothing like what it was advertised to be. It was complete fucking dog shit, super stinker, not worth the time, just downright fraudulent. It was a big, embarrassing mess, and Day Before is not the only example of this. It's actually been extremely common recently, thanks to AI being more accessible and more convincing. There's been a lot of shady weirdos making these fake trailers for games that will never come out in order to just...
I kind of wonder which industry makes the most money. That's gotta be the oil industry. There's no way farm beats oil. It's funny because my city is based on, you know, like bikes, trams. And I have like all the resources. The exploitation for oil. Though I will say, I know it's logical that resources are being used upon, like, you know, like the oil is being used, but spending so much money on like these kind of thing, and then like there's nothing on the floor anymore. It's kind of like a waste. But it does give a lot of money though, so I guess it's...
try and squeeze some doubloons out of these gullible suckers that will just throw money into projects that are absolutely never going to exist, or at the very least, never going to look or play like what is being advertised through these fake trailers. And that brings us to today with something that kind of came out of nowhere called God Save Birmingham, where they released a gameplay trailer for this new zombie game. And it raised some eyebrows because something definitely seems a bit fishy with it. It's a little off, and I watched the gameplay trailer and scratched into the hairs on my chinny chin because it just didn't seem like a real game at all. This shit looked faker than the titties on your grandmother. You see the gameplay for God Save Birmingham? Yeah, it looked fake to me. I'm just gonna say it. That did not look like a real game. At least in like the little clips I saw, this didn't even really look like a game. This looked like what Day Before did. Hopefully I'm wrong though. Deadly physics. No. Deadly physics?
Uh-oh.
What does that even mean?
What do you want? You want me to hurt you? I'm gonna
Holy,
hurt you, little buddy.
They've elevated physics.
Oh. That kind of looks like not Left 4 Dead, The Last of Us.
See, like, these are just such meaningless numbers. But, like, when I was watching this, and you'll see some of the gameplay in a moment. I haven't seen the full 8.5 minutes, but when I watched some of the combat, it really feels like exactly what Day Before did with their fake game to drum up, like, hype to be the #1 wish-listed game on Steam. Like, what do you mean, hunger minus 83 and thirst minus 8? This literally looks like AI. Well, a couple of the things to me really stand out. Like this whole thing of looting and eating with like the buffering bar like that. That feels so phony baloney. And then these just like random minus 83 hunger.
It's not random, but... That was
like,
awkward.
You see what I mean? Like, this just does not feel like an actual game.
Damn thing.
It just looks like all scripted animations, not like an actual game or a player doing this. It just looks like something they set up for the sake of this 8-minute trailer, where the game itself will absolutely not play like this, and God forbid if it does, it would be the most tedious, slow, boring game ever experienced by human beings. Listening to a lecture on the Krebs cycle would be more stimulating than playing a game that looks this agonizingly slow, where even something as simple as swinging an axe looks like it's going in slow motion, like it's directed by Zack fucking Snyder. It's disgusting. Like, it just does not even look like a game that is being played at all. These physics are deadly, though, I'll tell you that much.
All this for a few drops of
No, his exhaust meter's going up.
Yeah, it's kind of slow.
His panic meter, too! No! So many meters. He's gonna get thirsty again soon, too. Okay. That's so hype. Deadly physics. Oh my god. It also feels like they tried to shoehorn every possible meter they could think of into this gameplay reveal. An exhaust meter, a panic meter, a hunger meter, a thirst meter. There's probably a meter for the cum in your balls, and if it gets too high, you're gonna have a nocturnal emission during the night, and then you have to change your pants and go out on an adventure, maybe get jumped by zombies for new undergarments. Like, there are so many meaningless meters here, it's absurd.
Yeah,
Sprained
that...
ankle. Yep, leg injuries. Called it. I knew it. I just felt it. Now he's gonna have to go get medical attention. movies and everything. He's no longer panicked, just a little thirsty, a little hungry, a little exhausted. Possibly the most tedious game I've ever seen a trailer for. Why does every single action need a little bar for it? Like, why does every door opening, every interacting, every looting, every eating have a fucking buffering bar on it? So unnecessary. So cool. He's gonna die from exhaustion soon. He's gotta be careful. Thank God, -10 thirst.
That looks goofy as fuck.
No, his drunk meter. Uh-oh. Why won't the Lord save Birmingham? No!
Oh boy. I'll end stream for now, guys. I gotta go for a while. I'll be probably back in like 30 minutes. So, see you later.